and things happening in crypto. Today we're joined by Josh, GPT Joshua, 0x King Capital on YouTube. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here on the show. We're going to be bringing you guys a daily show covering some of the best alpha, just the best news and everything happening in crypto. Also, analyzing and evaluating the other KOLs out there that are pushing projects, that are pushing tokens, making calls. We're going to give our takes on it and a good analysis and feedback on those. So I'm excited to get into these.
Yeah, we got to keep people honest.
Yeah.
So, lots of things happened in the last day. Nothing stands out to too much. It was kind of like a slow, steady pump in the market. Things are
Yep.
going pretty well. I joined an NFT community. Someone reached out to me from Persona. I've seen some of their
Okay.
NFTs around, and they gave me a PFP. So I was like, "All right, I'll join." I just want to see how they build their community, how they set things up, and they got a strong community. So I joined them. Also, I'm too poor for pudgies, so I joined the one that invited me, and I appreciate that the offer. So I'm in.
Congratulations on that. Like I've actually been hearing about Persona for quite a long time. Actually, I never got involved. However, I know that it's a strong community. They had like a cult community. I remember seeing their website before they launched their NFTs and being so super impressed. So good on you for that. What's the floor looking like right now? So
It's
about point oh
reasonable. Floor price right now is zero point zero 0.08 ETH, so about 300 US
nice,
dollars.
nice. And you got
Now, if
personally
we
invited to join.
Oh yeah. The one some of the team like invited me. I was like, all right, yeah, that sounds good. I want to see how these communities operate. I want to be a part of these NFT communities. I haven't been a part of a successful one, and I wanted to learn from it and grow. And then maybe we use some of that in off brand. Now,
That's
it
smart.
doesn't mean I'm gonna disappear from that community. Just a heads up. It's just like, hey, I want to help build with them, and maybe we do some collabs with them, so that can open up some doors. Now, if we look at the NFT prices, they have been trending upward. A lot of these older NFT projects like CryptoPunks and Moonbirds and Pudgy Penguins have been trending back up in the last few weeks. So we are having another NFT season. So it is something to take a look at. The floor price for Pudgy Penguins right now, if you are to buy the lowest one, $63,000. That is that is like 10 used Toyota Corollas. That is a lot of used Toyotas
Used.
you could get
I
with
think you can
that.
get some. I think you can get some new Toyotas. To be honest with that, I think you can get
Oh
some
yeah, you
new
could get like
Toyotas,
one
Honda
new,
Civic.
really good new Toyota, maybe two
Yeah,
medium. But I was like, that's how
yeah,
I gauge it. It's like, how many Toyotas can you get for that?
yes, insane. And honestly, like all the signs are showing to an NFT resurgence. And if you guys aren't positioning yourselves, I definitely recommend you start taking a look at crypto Twitter, start doing research on good NFTs that you could position yourself with that's within your budget. Because I shared an off-brand crypto on the 21st. There was a whale that swept 45 crypto punks, right?
Hmm, hmm.
Totaling a $10 million sale, one of the biggest single NFT sweeps of all time. 10 mil on CryptoPunks. Somebody either knows
Oh
something
my
or
god,
something like that, which is insane. Yeah, you can see the price there, 200K
two
a
hundred
pop.
grand. That's a
200.
house. That's a house in some places.
Oh, definitely, definitely, or at least a down payment. You're at least paying off a third to half of a house, a decent house, depending on where you're at. Definitely, you can get something in Texas for that. Um, But this one DJN whale went ahead and spent $10 million in one clip on
Oof.
45 CryptoPunks. So if that doesn't feel like an NFT resurgence starting to bubble up, I don't know what is. OpenSea, there's been a lot of buzz around their upcoming airdrop. As we know, OpenSea was the OG NFT marketplace. I've been talking about the OpenSea airdrop for quite a long time. The day that their Voyage and point system came out, I actually covered it on my TikTok and on my YouTube Shorts. So be sure you check out King Capital for that because I'm always trying to be on top of all these airdrops because now there's some speculation: is it going to go to more of the OG traders and their fees, or is it going to go to the new age questers, the people who are doing the quest. So I'm making sure I'm eligible on both ends because I was trading a lot of NFTs back in 2021, 2022 craze. So we don't know which one they're going to favor. So I recommend you farm for the new ones as well, the new voyages over on there. Check out my Twitter. I give a brief tutorial on how to do it. But however, OpenSea airdrop coming soon. We have people spending 10 mil in one clip on NFTs. You got the Pudgy Penguins and Pengu just going crazy, the new major brand of Web3. You have, smaller communities on the rise like Persona, like all these other ones. You got Steady Teddy. So now NFTs on different chains really starting to pick up hype. So when you read between the lines, you see all these things. It's pointing towards an NFT resurgence, an NFT season comeback, and that's something I'm definitely watching for. We're bound to see a few of these projects just start to actually go on like 5x, 10x rips. I wouldn't be surprised to see some NFTs start to hit 20x's. The word NFT is almost like a taboo when it comes to blockchain. Sometimes people get turned off. It's like, oh, is that just a bubble? But if you're deep in Web3, you know that definitely NFTs do have value, and it makes some sense in different ways, whether it's community, whether it's actual utility for different things. So that's one thing I'm definitely looking at right now. Dan, what are your thoughts on the NFT game?
I think it is trending up, so you want to be a part of some NFT communities. Get the free ones, and if you're looking for a free one, we're launching a couple just to get that momentum on these new chains. They give out like airdrops to communities that are building there, so it's kind of a win for everyone, where you know us as the creators and that we're providing something for free, or at least at cost for you to get started, and you are part of a community that is deep into crypto that is helping you grow as an investor. So I think it's a win-win for everybody. I haven't been too deep in OpenSea, but I started using it today, and I was surprised to see how many blockchains they support. Ethereum, Abstract, Berachain, Coinbase, Base Chain, Ronin, and then like all of these. That is a lot.
They got Say on there. They got Sonium, right?
Yeah. Sonium and Abstract. I'm like, all right, early stages. Gotta get in on that.
Exactly. And all your volume things that you're doing, they also now have a token swap on OpenSea. Before it was just pure NFTs. So all these different things kind of go into your wallet history and will translate into the C token airdrop when that comes around. It's rumored to come around very soon. There was rumors that OpenSea actually got bought out by Pudgy Penguins. That's not confirmed yet. And
that would be crazy. Do they have that much money? I don't know if they have that much money.
I think they do, because first of all, we had, of course, the trading volumes on Pudgy Penguins throughout the bear market was #1 traded NFT, and even during the bull market too, they were really, really hot. And think about how much these NFTs are going for, right? And they're getting a royalty on every single sale, $60,000 sales, like $100,000 sales, and they're happening all the time, every day. I think they're able to actually accumulate quite a lot of royalties. On top of that, they did their Pengu token. Of course, there's team allocations, and of course, there's a value creation effect there. And also, Luca Nets has been in the game, and he actually has a track record. He actually bought Pudgy Penguins originally from another founder. That's actually a collection that was already pre-existing and dying. And then he bought them and made them what it is today. So that's actually his playbook.
Wow.
That's actually his playbook and his style. So a project.
That's awesome.
Yeah, a project that once rode high and then it's starting to die out. He comes in, buys it, and then resurges it, right? You see OpenSea, they fell off. They took a backseat to Magic Eden, even Blur, all these different NFT marketplaces. They lost a lot of market share. Before, OpenSea used to dominate the entire market share of NFT trading. You really had nowhere else to go to trade NFTs. So people were speculating Luca Nets pulled the Pudgy playbook with OpenSea when they were at their lowest and at their cheapest to buy it, snipe it, and then now, of course, he dominates the whole NFT game with Pudgies. Now, bringing a big resurgence to OpenSea. So now that's why people are saying there's a lot of buzz around that, and OpenSea can make a comeback as the king of NFT platforms. So I think that's an interesting conspiracy. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah. So I looked it up. Pudgy Penguins, if you trade it, they take a 5% royalty on OpenSea. 471,000 in volume. So let's say 25,000. We'll just some rough numbers.
471,000 ETH. Yeah,
Yeah.
471,000 ETH in volume, right? And ETH
Yeah.
is trading at about, just under 4 grand a pop, right?
Let me do a little math here.
And
So that's about 23,000 ETH. That's which is a lot. Times let's say 4,000. That'd be 92 million. If they were holding and had that ETH or even gaining interest on that, that's $92 million in their treasury.
oh yeah, and there's that's not
Different
their
revenue
sole
sources. Yeah, they have a lot of
not even
different
their
revenue
sole
sources.
revenue. They sell the Pudgies in Walmart. They have marketing. They have, of course, the Pengu token. They have different ways to plug in revenue. Of course, being a big of a project as they are, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're over that 150, 200 million mark in terms of pure profits inside. So pretty wild. Oh, and then
That's
don't
wild.
forget the little Pudgies. That's not the only collection. There's
Yes,
the little Pudgies as well,
that's true.
right? And that had a lot of trading volume. And then there's also the rods, right? So it's like a 3 NFT system, and they get
Oh yeah,
volume on all that. So yeah, 129K in volume there, and then they have also the fishing rods. So the igloo, you can see, yeah, you can see all
22,000. Yeah.
22,000 ETH, and you can see all of the ecosystem NFTs.
Whoa.
So yeah, they definitely have a bag.
Mhm.
They definitely have a big bag, and even Luca himself, like his personal wealth is up there as well, let alone the company. So I thought that was interesting, and there is some merit there if that actually went down.
Man, that is amazing because there's very few cryptocurrencies that can do this, that can launch a successful NFT collection, that can launch a successful token, that can get into Walmart. I think they are the only one to do that. So you really
Yeah,
have to look at what did they do to be so successful, and are we seeing that in any other project?
yeah, right. Honestly, when you look at some of the top projects, it's funny because you would think that this is more common among the top projects, but it still even is not, right? Even Yuga
Mhm.
Labs, Meepo,
Struggling.
I
Yeah.
saw him do a tweet. Yeah, even Yuga Labs, they raised 400 mil. I saw you reply to that tweet as
Ooh.
well, right? And they made the bathroom game, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you have games
Oh.
like Expedition 33 only raised 10 mil, and look at that's like probably game of the year in Web 2. And then
Yeah.
so
They,
it just makes you question the execution of a lot of these crypto companies that even have hundreds of millions of dollars. So Pudgy Penguin, I think they executed flawlessly on all fronts, and it's an example of just really good attention to detail, good leadership, and good business practices. Whereas
and a
like
strong
even
community. Yeah.
an insane community as well. When you compare it to like let's say the other top ones, we got um, Azuki, right? You got Apes, you got a few of these other ones. I don't feel like have the same sort of aura as Pudgy right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to have a Pudgy, but it's too rich for my blood.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
I'd rather have a couple Toyotas.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For now, maybe a little Pudgy.
Maybe a little Pudgy. That is reasonable. It hasn't hit its all-time high yet. It's actually down from their December point. But, that still creates an opportunity for anyone who wants to kind of speculate into that.
On the Lils or the Bigs?
On the Lils, Lils
On the
haven't hit
Lils.
their
Okay.
all-time high. The all-time high was like at 2 in December, and right now it's at like 1.2 or something, which is still kind of a lot if you're going to speculate.
It is a lot to speculate on, but if you really want to get into that ecosystem and want like a cheaper way to get in there,
That's
lower
true.
barrier to entry, that is something to speculate on. Or then what I like is if you can't afford the NFTs at all, go pick you up some Pengu. That's been performing pretty well over the last few days and weeks too, right?
Mhm.
So cool thing
We
with
got some
Pudgy's, man.
comments. We got Francis here. He is the one of the build. I don't know if I can call out, but he's one of the builders in Binance who is bringing like KOLs into their ecosystem for Binance Square. Yeah, sometimes Twitter Live works for me. Sometimes it doesn't when I'm trying to like respond to comments. Sometimes I don't know what the issue is, if it's on mobile or desktop. I just forget, but sometimes I can't actually engage with some of the videos if it's on X.
Interesting. I didn't know that. But yes, airdrop game is starting to pop off. Ika, did you find out if you got the Ika airdrop?
Is that live now?
It is live. I believe it starts trading tomorrow. The
Oh,
claim.
okay.
You can
It
now
was
claim.
claim.ika.xyz. That was the site.
That's right.
All right, I'm gonna check right now. We're all gonna be surprised at the same time to see how I did. And I don't think I did anything specific. I'm deep into all the different DeFi apps in Suite. So let's take a look. We're gonna connect my wallet. Gotta confirm.
Speaking of NFTs, Francis.
Oh, Clay, nothing. I got nothing. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, no Ika for me. That's all right.
No, for you, that's okay. I like that they took the time to make that little animation. As
The animation is good. It's a little fun. It makes up for the sadness. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me see. Let me try another one. Always got to have a couple wallets, you know.
Always.
Also, no. All right.
I think they focus less on the ecosystem sort of distribution and more so on the direct farmers. I think their NFT sort of game that they were doing was probably the biggest criteria for it, because I guess users were spending Sweet directly into their NFT to upgrade the NFT, and you never get that Sweet back. I think then the way that you get that Sweet back is eco when they do their airdrop. So I don't think they were really prioritizing like just the top Sweet users and things like that.
That's just called the most inconvenient ICO ever made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You nailed it on the head. It's an ICO in disguise. It's a gamified ICO.
Yeah.
Right? It's an ICO with like makeup on it and the different things on it. Get people to play. It might be more daunting to say, oh, this is like a pre-sale. Give us your money. We'll give you tokens later. Than like, oh, play this game, buy this NFT, upgrade it. You can do all this stuff. It's kind of like a lot of bells and whistles as they, raise money and stuff like that. But
So the Sweet community is like, making some noise. They're like really excited about this from what I've seen on Twitter. But if it doesn't go well, they are absolutely going to shit on Ika. We've seen that on Claynosaurs. It was like their Popkins mint thing, and people were all hyped. They were paying like $200 to like mint these packs, and the people were buying thousands of dollars of them, and then they just crashed in price. So, if it doesn't pull through, it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. And the thing is, like, the thing with crypto is like, never drink the Kool-Aid. I've seen this scenario way too many times. A lot of people are probably super excited about it. Think about it. They got World Liberty Finance to partner with them for their pre-launch launch pool on some of these centralized exchanges. And they're the first ever token to have their pre-sale specifically with USD1, which is Donald Trump's stablecoin from World Liberty Finance. And it was oversubscribed. Ika alone actually depegged USD1 to the upside from so many people buying it at once to enter the Ika sale. So people were really, really hyped on that. It was oversubscribed. And so that alone built a lot of hype. It's like the first ever token to partner with World Liberty Fi and use USD1 specifically. You can only enter the sale with that. Thought that was pretty cool. But with all this stuff still in hand, you have to remember that drinking the Kool-Aid could still end up getting you wrecked. You don't want to overdo it. A project like this can still end up not doing what you hope it did, because you can actually go ahead and see Ika's pre-launch trading right now. There's actually a pre-market for it, and it dipped like insanely low. It was like 0.02 cents yesterday, and people were speculating that would see like 10 cents Ika at launch. So that still goes to show, like, don't drink the Kool-Aid too much, and anything can happen in crypto, no matter how much hype a project has, right? So
is it Pinata Markets? Where are you seeing the pre-market?
On Pinata, exactly, on Pinata.
All right, I gotta check that out. I want to see like what market cap they're predicting.
I'll send it to you right now in the private chat if you wanted to pull it up for everyone to take a look at.
Yeah, we'll bring it up.
And actually, it looks like it's actually pumped quite a bit. It's still It's still down below what it was trading at, which was 8 cents. But here, I sent it in the private chat if you want to pull it up for everyone. Just takes you
Okay.
right there.
By the way, we got Eddie in the chat. What's up, Eddie? Check out Eddie's channel. Great content, great interviews, lots of clips, and he's been at some of the conferences with us. It's interesting to get his takes as a Web 2 user trying to figure out like crypto, because a lot of it doesn't make sense. A lot of it is crazy, and it's supposed to not make sense.
Yeah, he's our official in-house Web 2 guy, so we can get a nice perspective. You know, me and Dan being the Web 3 nerds, and then Eddie being the newcomer just learning. So it's nice to see different perspectives.
Yeah,
all
like
right.
when we were at the hackathon and seeing the pitch fest, and like our picks were way different from his, because we've seen the project, so many projects fail, so we were like super bearish on most of them.
Yeah. So yes, as you see there at the top, you could sell now for 3 cents, buy now for 5 cents. Quite a gap there, and that shows, like, I guess, the liquidity interest. 410,000 total interest, probably the most we've seen on the Pinata marketplace. Volume wise, of course, there's just a ton of hype around Ika. So I'm curious to see how it does when the token actually starts trading tomorrow. But users can now claim their tokens, and there's just so much interest in the pre-sales. It's sold out. It was oversubscribed on these centralized exchanges. DPEG, the USD1 stablecoin from World Liberty Finance, raised a ton of money from their airdrop farming campaign with the NFTs and the upgrading the NFTs. So there's just lots of liquidity, lots of hype, lots going on. And I'm curious to see how that does, because my one thing is like, okay, if the pre-sale, if everyone was able to get in, or it was oversubscribed, but most users got in, a lot of users even got the airdrop, you want to make sure there's still users left to buy, right? When the token actually comes out, so that we get buy pressure. If everyone who wants in is already in by TGE time, then it's hard to actually get upward momentum right away, at least. So I'm going to be watching closely. I'm just chilling with my airdrop. I didn't get involved with the pre-sale, and to see how that plays out. Never want to drink the Kool-Aid too much, but definitely exciting to watch.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, this is for a product that hasn't launched yet, and we don't know what that user experience is. If that user experience is not better than just using separate wallets, then it could flop. So we're hoping to see success, just because we are supporting the ecosystem. I am wearing like the Sui shirt right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was a good thing you pointed out there with the total interest. It's fascinating. The highest one was Walrus with $1.56 million.
Of course.
Up had $564. That's like nothing. That's like just zero interest when they launched. So it really goes to show how interested people are and how much attention is Ika getting right now.
Exactly. You can scroll through and see even some of the biggest ones. Even Hadel's at 16K is not that much at all.
Right.
And just so this is one of the more hype projects to come out in quite a bit. Walrus makes sense because Walrus is actually by Mistin Labs, right? If I'm not mistaken. Mistin Labs.
Yes, absolutely.
The parent company of the Sweep network itself. So I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So I'm just interested to see how this plays out. Did you join the pre-sale, if I may ask, if you don't mind sharing?
No, I did not join the pre-sale.
Okay.
I just kind of I faded it. I feel that. I saw what they were doing, and I was like, I want to wait for that product. I want to wait for the product.
The product isn't actually totally clear about really what the utility exactly is and how it's going to be in practice, in my opinion, unless there's a pro in it. But that's kind of what I've been sentiment-wise.
Yeah. When you see people tweeting about it, you can tell like they drank the Kool-Aid. They drank the Kool-Aid. They're not using this thing. They're talking about the white paper, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure they can execute, but is there demand? That's the real question.
Demand? Yeah, shout out to one of my partners, Crypto Dragon Fuel, Deadly JD. He drank the Kool-Aid. That's my boy though. He drank the Kool-Aid heavily. In the pre-launch campaign, he got his NFTs. He ranked up quite a lot, and he got a huge airdrop. But one thing to always know is that also it's an M drop, so you're not getting everything up front.
Oh yeah,
and I feel like M drops expose you to more risk, to the downside.
It does,
because if the token does dump, you don't have access to the rest of your allocation, until it pretty much unlocks. So that's one thing to watch there. But he got a huge airdrop, and it's seeming like it's gonna pay off. But again, a lot of Kool-Aid there. A lot of Kool-Aid.
A lot of Kool-Aid.
That's
We
my
got
take
this
on.
comment. We got this comment from Francis. I may get an Azuki Elemental. I think the anime bet is pretty bullish. I remember the anime coin came out like at the end of last year and kind of had a rough launch. But if we take a look at Azuki Elementals, the price isn't too crazy. Let's check out the floor, how that's been doing over the last year. Oh, goddamn.
Oh no, the floor got destroyed. I
Yeah.
sold my elemental. I sold my elemental like just under a year ago.
And that was a good move because it's been downhill only.
Does it say
They
0.1? Does it say 0.1 ETH?
yeah,
That's
0.18
insane.
right now.
No, that's insane. I sold mine definitely for over 1.2 ETH. So
That was the right play because it did not come back.
But you know what? I don't mind that. I guess I don't really mind that pick because it's already been decimated. I don't think Azuki's gonna die to zero.
Right.
So if there is a floor that I would bet on for it to bounce, maybe it would be around here. I don't see it going much lower than this, but they need to definitely come with some sort of utility. They already did their anime token. It feels like a lot of people walked away after they got the airdrop.
Yeah.
The anime token stuff also just dumped right away, and following that, of course, the NFTs dumped as well, and it didn't seem like there was that much demand for the next sort of shipment of products. So yeah, I don't think I'm going back anytime soon unless I see something I really love. I do love the anime culture, but
Yeah.
Azuki, I have not been involved with in some time. Maybe I have to do some more research and see what they're up to lately. But no, have you ever had exposure to Azuki? What are your thoughts on them?
I haven't. Every NFT collection I've ever invested in has not done well. So I don't know how to pick a good community that will continue to grow. And, I've picked some that did well in the short term, but not in the long term. And that's where it matters when it's NFTs because they are illiquid and you could be bag holding for a long time.
Come to the Teddies, man. Come to the Teddies. They'll welcome you in with open arms. Projects like that, you almost want to feel like you just joined a cult. You want to feel like when you get into the Discord, they're gonna be like, hoo. Damn. It's not like in a cult. You feel me? The thing with these cult NFT communities, they don't really have to pay for marketing. The whole community is just always marketing. They have their PFPs up. They're just always bull posting, things like that. And I see communities like that getting airdrops. One thing I see, the NFT communities that get a lot of airdrops, a lot of the times, you see them go on to you see these floors go on to pump. I mean, people want to speculate on earning free money. I'm not sure if you followed the Mad Lads NFT project or even...
That was a big one, yeah.
Yeah, Mad Lads NFT, they were getting all kinds of airdrops left and right, and that was sort of like that flywheel snowball. So I see something similar like that happening for the Steady Teddies. Of course, Pudgy Penguins too. They've received pretty much every major airdrop just for holding.
Yeah. If you can afford it, it's great. Yeah, it's great. If you can afford to buy 50 CryptoPunks, I'm sure that's also great.
I'm going to look into Persona. That looks interesting to me as well. And I remember getting just a sense of quality from the team when I was first seeing them pre-launch. So definitely, I think that's worth a look.
I just posted this. The community's been pretty supportive. I actually don't get that much engagement on X. They also have a token. I'm not quite sure what the token is for, but it's been pumping like crazy this last week.
Oh, damn. Already.
So I don't know if we should bring it up, but I have no idea what the token is for or the utility, but it's been doing well. Let me see. I can find it. Unagi token. And here we're finally seeing a dip here, but yeah, up 151% in the last week. 75% in the last month. So if you got in a week ago, and they contacted me like a week ago, and I was like, I should have got in. I shouldn't have lagged it.
That's funny. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And yeah, it seems like a quality product. The team seems that they know what they're doing. And the community seems to be quite strong, right? They're already rallying around.
Yeah, they have quite a few content creators. I think that's who they're targeting. They have Jesse Eckel. He's
Oh,
mentioned their token before. He's part of their community. I'm sure you've seen Star Platinum and his threads on X. Like he has um, a persona and like a couple other creators. So I think that's who they're targeting, which is fine because that is actually a pretty good strategy.
I agree. I like Jesse Echo. I like some of these guys actually. Solid KOLs, like legit
Mhm.
KOLs. And yeah, I think that's a no brainer. The best way to build because it just expands your reach and communities. Everything reaches everything. So I like that. And if you are starting to drink the Kool-Aid on that as well, then that just continues that flywheel. So I like the way they're building. Definitely not amateurs in the game.
Right. So yeah, I guess let's jump into either some news, some other content creators, look at some different picks. What do you think we
Okay,
should do? Or let us know in the comments. What do you
let,
guys want to see right now?
let us know in the comments. We were just talking a lot about OpenSea. They actually went ahead and dropped their top news of the week. They dropped that on July. I can send you the tweet if you want to pull it up for everyone.
Yeah.
But I'm sending it in the private chat here. At number one, there was a digital artist who made an NFT about Lionel Messi, and it
Okay.
sold for $1.87 million. His name is Rafiq Anadol. He's a
What?
media artist and director, embedding media arts into architecture with data and machine intelligence for public art. So basically, he made an art piece, and it sold for almost $2 million. Which,
Wow.
yes, so that's
Living
that's really
memory. Yeah.
crazy. There's some diehard Messi fans. I wonder who bought it.
So wait, is this a digital image or what? This is like
Collection or
I'm
what?
not quite sure what this is. Okay, digital artwork.
It
I mean,
reminds me
that is
of
amazing.
Beeple or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind
You
of
know, there's
reminds me of
always
Beeple.
value depending on who it is. If you got the money, if you can sell it. 1.8 million. How many Toyotas is that?
I don't know, but I don't really like that move. Like salute to
Yeah.
the guy and W's in the
Yeah,
chat
well
for
played.
him. But well played. But I don't like that move. If you look back at what happened with Beeple, the guy who bought it,
For
um,
$65 million. It is not worth $65 million
I think
today.
the top offer on it was like something incredibly low. Let me actually pull it up right now.
He he would have done better getting rugged by like Safe Moon or something
Or
than
something.
buying that NFT.
Literally. I'm pulling up people's profile right here. You can still see that one transaction. But yeah, I think the top offer on it is just incredibly low. He's not getting even a fraction of that.
Mhm.
$65 million back. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'd be
yeah.
careful with that. So those one of one single NFT pieces, it's tough to build any sort of real demand for it, right? Whereas like a community, like a collection, a multi-piece
Mhm.
collection that has an entire community, is kind of easier to keep the buzz up rather than just one special art piece. It's like buying the Van Gogh or the Mona Lisa. I don't know. It's different. I feel like we're not quite there yet in the digital
Right.
world to be coveted where someone else says, hey, you know what, I would like that for $5 million. And just with everything that we got going on right now, I'm not crazy about that. But salute to Rafiki. At number two, they mentioned, okay, Ton blockchain wallet launches in the US. Are you a Ton user?
I was for a little bit. I've used their DApp store and it works really well. It's just the apps on there and the games are kind of terrible. It's all just like click to farm these valueless tokens.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of tap to earn, right? There was a lot
Yeah.
of like earn those games.
Yeah, that narrative died quick when they realized, like, oh, these coins go straight to zero. You can't even short them. No one wants to take the other side of that trade.
Nobody, nobody wants to take the other side of that trade. It's just farmers who are just like ready to just like mindlessly
Yeah.
click to get airdrop. They're just thinking about their airdrop. They just click every day and do all
Hmm.
these different. I found that was a little bit silly, but I feel like that was maybe just like an early sort of proof of concept. Like you can make apps on Telegram and you can have an
Hmm.
airdrop campaign. I think in the future we'll see more sophisticated ones.
Yeah, they were pretty hot for like a couple weeks. especially Hamster Kombat. I think their YouTube channel got like 1.5 million subscribers, and people had to watch that channel. That was like a 4D chess move of like, all right, we're gonna monetize this. We're gonna put a bunch of ads, and we're gonna make money off people having to watch this for fake points.
That was crazy. That was like insane. I want to see Hamster Combat probably still get some views.
Let's check it out. I'll see if I can bring it up.
Let's see. Yeah, they still have 34 million subscribers. One of the fastest
insane
channels of all time. I think it hit 10 million faster than Mr. Beast hit 10 million, which is insane. Like what?
Yeah.
And even their video just 3 days ago still 50K views, like respectable, right?
Yeah, they're still making content, and it's like just a couple minutes.
And just a couple minutes, and it's still all over 50K views. And they've actually probably onboarded a community of just Web2 people who are actually learning from this little hamster, AI hamster. It's like cheap production. Yeah, they're averaging anywhere from 50 to 100K views. Their most popular upload has 55 million views, followed by 30 million, followed by another 30 million, 28 million, 28 million, 27 million, 20, absolutely killing it. And so they've made it in the YouTube game using the Telegram Tap to Earn app, and they made a flywheel that way. So now even though Hamster Combat, the token, is dead, team is still eating from the YouTube.
Yeah, and check this out. Hot Wallets explained OKX Wallet guide. They got paid big from OKX Wallet for that, I bet.
Right, because it all comes down to reach and viewership. Okay, this is how much it's going to cost if you want us to feature you. So when you talk sponsorship deal, they can charge top dollar for an account like this. They have more subscribers than Crypto Banter. They get more views than Crypto. Get more views than Miles, than Altcoin Daily, than Coin Bureau. Think about that. And they were able to pull this off in pretty short order through their airdrop campaign, which built a lot of hype. I'm looking at their total views right now, 1.2 billion.
Oh my God.
On their channel.
You got to give it up to them. They knew how to build something, even if the game was trash. Like they built up an ecosystem around it where they would just keep generating revenue.
They just got it done. They started off with bots, to be honest with you. In the Telegram was a lot of bots. Some people speculated maybe 90% bots, but we're able to leverage a bunch of stuff and be like, we're the fastest growing Telegram group of all time. With this, that. They did pay a couple KOLs on Twitter to farm the game and get people to farm. And then they plug in their YouTube where you have to watch and you have to join to be able to farm. And now look what they've done. Genius. And I'm surprised that we haven't seen other projects or another project implement this or pull this off this way. Dan, maybe we should be the ones.
We're probably going to do this. Let's stop. We can stop talking about this. We'll save this for later. Everyone watching, that is a good play. And then that's a new meta. Everyone's doing that.
Yeah. So well, everyone just ignore what we just said about that, and don't ask questions when you see us doing that.
We got changing topics. Financial freedom.
Moving on.
Dan and Josh, can we talk about meme play? How to make money in that? Well, yeah, memes are all community and marketing sentiment. There are some communities that last a long time and some that are here a short time. And from what I've seen, if you're investing in a new meme community, you're not going to make it. Like if it's less than a month old, you're not going to make it. It's not a coin you can just hold. If you're playing the short-term game, you look for short-term gains, and it's just not a long-term play. So you want to look for communities that have been around for a while and are still making noise and are gaining traction. At least that's how I see playing meme coins.
I love that. And those aren't the ones that are like going to rug overnight. I know it's enticing to get into new memes because you might see some like Twitter pages that post like, 200x in 2 days, right, on this new coin. But you're taking on the highest amount of risk, and this is like a game of roulette. The majority of these coins actually end up at zero by the next day. There's a tweet I saw yesterday. The coins that graduated from Pump Fund or from Bonk Fund, both under 1%. Of coins that actually graduated with over 20,000 plus coins launched. So majority of those went to zero. I like what you said there. Existing communities like, let's say, a Fart coin or UFD or a Bonk or a Pepe, right? These communities are here to stay. These communities are proven, and these meme coins can still end up doing like a crazy run when the bull market really gets into full swing. So that's, in my opinion, I agree with you. Safer way to play meme coins, and these coins can still be explosive and catch a second win. Bonk caught a crazy second win last year. Um, Even Pepe had a crazy second win. I could see coins like Fart Coin, different coins like that, catching a second win. No, no pun intended. Fart Coin catching a second win. Um, but yeah, that I couldn't agree more.
So as for meme coins right now, I do like Pengu just because, they've been making a lot of noise. Now we have a comment here from, I can't say your name. It's just a skill issue, but can we see Toshi? So yeah, no, Toshi's been around for a while. It's been around for 2 years. Now, if we take a look at the chart, it's pretty solid. That's been trending up. It's already had their maximum pain like here and here, and they continue to still grow their community. So I would say they have a shot just because they are on that uptrend. So just based on that, based on looking at their X and seeing the activity, seeing that engagement, seeing that they continue to make original art that engages with their community, that it's an active and strong community. So that's all I can say off this initial assessment, but there isn't much of a science to meme investing versus besides like what's the sentiment and like what's the hype and how many people are getting on board. And this is great.
100%.
This is great artwork, by the way.
I love it. And they do a good job with their visibility. Like, I don't know how I always just run into Toshi somewhere. Always. When I open my Coinbase wallet, when I just do different things, I think they send me emails. I just always somehow see Toshi. And at first I even thought it was scam, but they just do a really good job with their visibility and with just staying active, I guess.
Yeah.
So I thought
these are sick parodies. These are sick like anime parodies.
AJK. Yeah, that's fire. You see Sukuna Toshi. So that's pretty cool and different things like that. I like it. I feel like builders like this, those are the ones that more so often have a better chance of standing the test of time. They've already been around for 2 years and not dead. That's already saying a lot. I would dabble into that community for sure.
Yes, absolutely. So we don't give financial advice. We just give like opinions based on like what our experience has been. And this looks like a strong community. And if you look at that chart, it's trending upward. Now, if you're looking at a chart that's been around for a week, a month, 2 months, that's incredibly risky. That's like, those communities don't come back after that first rug.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have enough data, to be honest with you. Even 1 month, right? You really don't have enough data. Toshi being around for 2 years and just even still being alive alone, it's actually saying a lot. Because 2 years in crypto, it's like 5+ years in traditional finance.
Yeah, so those communities members did not give up over that 2 years. They just kept hustling.
They kept hustling. They stayed, or the team made sure to even recycle, refresh with new community coming in. So that's something I'd be bullish on. And then I guess from there, Toshi hasn't had a proper bull cycle yet. So that could be something to watch when the markets really start to kick off.
I'm loving their art. I'm just scrolling through their Twitter. I'm loving that the art they do. It's all original.
That's
Susanoo. They aren't using AI. You can't use AI to do this.
You can't do that with the AI, man. The Susanoo, that's
tough. They should really just launch like these parody meme collections, and I think it would be like massive.
That art right there is so sick. The one that you have up right now, the Susanoo, especially I'm a big art. It does so well. Man. Just the detail. You see the shoulder armor stuff and the back stuff that looks just
the textures.
Like yeah. They killed that. Whoever's on their design team needs a raise because they're killing it. I like the Sukuna, the anime references, and it's just all fresh. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I appreciate this. This is a solid community. You're kind of selling us on this, so we better get off this. Like we don't want to over promote something.
Exactly. But good pick there.
Yeah, solid. I think that's a solid community from what I've seen so far. July 30 will be their anniversary, so 2 full years in crypto. They made it. They're now 20 years old, if anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome. Appreciate you, Dad's DeFi Space, digital assets. I guess that's another channel. Let's see. So that's pretty much what I got. Are there? Should we continue with the news from OpenSea? Let's say we were looking at
Yeah,
Telegram.
there's
Man, that
three
Hamster
more.
Kombat though. We were saying, we
Yeah,
were just talking about that, but that can't say too much.
can't say too much. That had the gears going for sure. That had the gears
Yeah.
turning for sure. Okay, at number 3, they had Doodles drop transmissions from Dullsville. I don't know what that means. Dullsville? Doodles drop transmissions from Dullsville. I'm not sure what that means.
I guess they're doing
Um,
some cartoons. I mean, I love the artwork from Toshi. They really got a lot of NFT
That's
collection.
fire, man. That's fire. We can't keep giving a free promo, Dan, like you said.
Yeah. But
that's
feel
dope.
free to reach out, Toshi. Feel free to reach
Feel
out.
free to reach out. Feel free to reach out, and maybe we can draw on a little bit of inspiration for them for the off-brand NFT community.
Oh, it's
And,
gonna be way
definitely-
worse than Toshi, but it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be worse than
Good
Toshi.
enough.
It's gonna be worse. Guys,
But it's
remember,
free.
it has
The
no
price
value.
is right. Yeah.
The price. Remember, guys, it has no value. It's a valueless token, and you're getting it for free. It means absolutely nothing. But we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna do some good things. So, at number 4, there's only 2 more left. I guess we might as well just get to the end of their list. Sam Pratt's Lucy at the Toledo Museum. I'm not sure what that is, but Sam Pratt looks like whatever sort of blockchain art he got into the University of Toledo Museum, or sorry, the City of Toledo's Museum of Arts. I guess that's interesting. Some more, I guess, Web3 to Web2 style stuff. And then at number 5, Coinbase and PNC Bank actually partner up.
Okay, there we go. This is
Coinbase-
catching up. There were a couple parts, but we skipped it. That's all right. Not too interesting, really. But that just goes to show that traditional finance wants exposure to crypto, and we can see that through this partnership.
Yeah. Well put, simply put. That's something that we've been seeing trending for a while. Traditional finance entities and financial institutions onboarding crypto in different ways. It makes sense that they go with Coinbase, probably the top centralized exchange in the entire game. So that makes sense, and I guess that's bullish for just the industry overall. And we're seeing more and more and more of that. I remember back in the day, like even a year or 2 years ago, that would probably break.
Oh yeah.
That'd be all over CT. But of course, now we got players like BlackRock. We got players like Schwab. All these different players getting involved in crypto. So now nobody even flinches. But I think that is bullish for what's to come in the next couple months and weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. So things have been on an uptrend for traditional finance getting into crypto. Markets have been hot. So I think we're definitely in an alt season. We see everything pumping. So this is the best time to be in crypto to find those opportunities.
When do you think we're going to see the full swing of the alt market, or when do you think we're going to see the top? You don't have to make, I guess, any calls, but when would you gauge? When are you sort of targeting in your head that you're
when we see Michael Saylor on CNBC every day. If we see him like 5 days in a row, I was like, all right, it's too much. Like
time to pack it up.
Yeah, it means like they're desperate for content. We've hit the top of the market. The market's getting too saturated with Bitcoin news. And if CNBC is making content on how to buy Bitcoin, then that's the top.
Yeah, fair say. I am sort of loosely targeting October, November. I feel like Q4 is when we're going to see the full swing of things, and Q4 is probably where there's going to be just the most excitement, most frothiness in the market. I think we're going to see a lot of Web2 people coming in, and I feel like people always try to target December, the end of the year, and you kind of want to front run everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think October is where I'm loosely targeting as at least a midterm top.
Which is great, because that's probably what's going to happen, because it's right after Token 2049 Singapore.
Exactly. Like there's a crazy amount of conferences. There's pretty much like a whole conference run in Asia throughout the year, and also into October. Even a little bit of August will be in Bali actually. So a lot of the times they say those mark like either the top or close to the top, and Bitcoin never pumps during a major conference. So right after Token 2049 is definitely, I think, a good spot to start watching closely and seeing what a lot of the whales are doing.
Absolutely. That's been a common issue with previous conferences. So another potential indicator.
Yes, 100%, 100%. And that is the end of the OpenSea top news of the week. Anything else that you have that you want to sort of touch on?
I mean, I don't have anything specifically. We can always go through like what other content creators are talking about, or if someone has some recommendations in the comments, we can take a look. So I'm not gonna say the first part, but Culture, CNN are now making content on how to buy Hex. It must have legs. Good luck investing in that. I know that's a cult community. People don't really go there for anything else, and I remember seeing something that was like the saddest tweet, and it was serious. It was a Hex fan, and he said it's only down 99%, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for you.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I'm not touching Hex personally.
Yeah.
Salute to the Hexicans. I love to see a passionate crypto community.
That's true.
I'm not buying Hex, but if you were around for the 2021,
Branch out.
2022 bull run, you see a lot of this. You see this playbook being recycled in a few different ways, in my opinion. They had, the lock to earn. There's people who were up so big on their Hex tokens, but it was locked. And then you see this crazy, crazy dump, right? Only 99% down. And some people thought, their Hex was the ticket to retirement and things like that. So that playbook of lock to earn, to me, been recycled and just rebranded and refiltered in many different ways. So I'm not bullish on Hex, but salute to the Hexicans, and I won't fudge you guys, but I'll leave
because
you
guys should know by now.
Yeah, you guys should know by now. So for a lot of people, that was definitely their crypto tuition. I will say that for tons of investors in Hex, they paid their tuition to the crypto trenches. If you bought the top, or if you were a bag holder there, for sure.
Absolutely. So Pygos says the 90-day pause on tariffs also ends in October. So you might be right with that. There's going to be a lot of uncertainty. People are going to take profits off the table, and we could see a pretty big dip there.
A lot of different factors, and even with Jerome Powell being replaced with somebody that Trump chooses to put in for the Fed, to be the head of the Fed, a lot of just very bullish and a little bit toppy things for me. That people are definitely going to get excited with all of these things. 90-day pause on tariffs. There's going to just be more global liquidity with Trump he wants to cut rates as much as possible. That's why he's getting rid of Jerome Powell. All of these different things line up quite well with October, on top of the more I guess like conventional stuff like the conferences, different things like that. So definitely is around my target there. Maybe a little more to mid-October, but around there.
Yes. So we got that. Robo. Dan, I want to see your track record. It's not great. I've learned a lot of lessons. I take a lot of short-term plays that I do mention every now and then in the Discord. I love shorting things because that's kind of the trend long-term for a lot of different projects. I made mistakes in the past, which make me better prepared. So that's why I'm just sharing like the other side, because when people watch crypto videos, you're only seeing the most positive, bullish side. 100x, this is going up forever. But what if it doesn't? And the reasons why behind that, we want to understand so we're better prepared for that situation rather than trying to hold a coin until it does 100x, but it ends up going down 100%.
Yeah, well said. Just like commonly people don't talk about their losses, people don't post their losses, and it's very important to know about both ends of the spectrum. Even the most bullish coins, like we were just talking about Hex and crazy community, right? Someone was like, oh, we're only down 99%. So definitely don't drink the Kool-Aid on these bullish, overly bullish takes.
Yes. So speaking of that, we can let's do some shit talking. We're at almost an hour here, so this is the shit talking part of the segment as we progress to more content. And This guy made me lose so much money in my first cycle in 2017, Superman. And he's still rucking people today. His last video was 5 days ago.
Once a rugger, always a rugger.
it's just surprising. You'll never see this guy at conferences because he'll probably get murdered if he doesn't have bodyguards. And let's look at his oldest content. 1000x easy, or 100x secret 100x. This is 3 years ago. He had another channel, but it was deleted by YouTube, and he started doing the same thing again. 1000x coins 3 years ago. You can guess that none of these have actually 100x, and they've all rugged. So that's just something to recognize.
I don't recognize any of these token logos. I see Pulse.
Exactly.
That's it.
Well, the strategy behind his videos are that he's going to name a couple real projects, and then he's going to put the rugs in between so it looks more legitimate. This is what you're going to see in a lot of these scammy projects, where why are they listing top 5, top 3, top 20 all the time? It's so they can sandwich in the sale to you. So, you can see your top 5, top 3 tiny coins, 3 cheap as fuck, top 3 coins, 5 metaverse coins, top 5 metaverse, top 3 metaverse, and yet they're all different projects.
That's crazy. And then he'll slide in his coin, which he's probably going to be rugging you in. So
yes,
I feel like that's like a old school but still very effective playbook, because let's say, okay, I talk about Cardano, I talk about let's say Bonk, and then I throw in this obscure coin, which to the rest of the viewers looks legit, but in reality also the market cap is much lower, so it's more perceived opportunity. The price is going to be much lower, and it's like, this one is early, like I showed you all these ones, but I put this one in the same value tier, but you're getting a better deal, it's cheaper, and that's the one that he's going to rug you on, or the one that he controls the supply for, or the one that he got paid to go ahead and promote, and then some of these malicious teams will dump on you. So
yeah, absolutely. So you always have to just take everything with a grain of salt, and at least look at their videos. If they're doing top multiple coins every video, then those aren't the top coins at all. If every week or every other day they have a new long list of coins. So you want to stay safe, and you want to understand that you're not going to be able to turn $1,000 into $100 million. No one has done that from any of these coins, and you're going to end up losing a significant amount of money, or all your money, really.
That's crazy. That's crazy that he posted. I see one of his thumbnails,
every
1K to 5
day,
million.
right?
Another one says $1 million, $100 to $10 million. I destroyed YouTube. Like,
so 100x coins, 1K to 1 million, 3 million, 5 million, 10 million, 100 million. Let's go back to 10 million. That was too much.
Just posting radical stuff. So that's his strategy there. Just like, come get rich, and then just throw in some obscure grift tokens. Always be aware of that. I'm gonna have to do some more research on this guy.
Yeah,
I'm surprised nobody has really called him up.
He was bearish for like a couple days, and it's like, all right, top coins again.
That's his bread and butter.
Yeah. So he's definitely a millionaire because he's cashed in a lot, and he kind of shows it off in some of his content. And there's a Zach XBT thread. You don't even have to ask. There's a Zach XBT thread on this guy.
Of course there is. Let's see, Zach XBT Superman.
Yeah.
Superman. This is insane. I'm not sure if you can. I want to see what Zach said. I'm not sure if you're able to pull up his tweet on him.
The last I saw was like 2023. So, he doesn't really follow him because it's not worth it. Like most people, it's pretty obvious he's a scammer if you just browse through the videos.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going to be making sure to kind of shine a little bit of a light on some of these KOLs that have an audience that push these garbage coins on you that you will lose money on. So we're going to be holding them accountable, at least in our videos, and analyzing some of their picks and seeing if this is legit, or to see if they're just going ahead and rounding up victims for these obscure tokens. That is a terrible, terrible thing, something that's been plaguing crypto since the beginning of crypto. And we want to make sure our community is definitely educated and aware of some of these KOLs to avoid completely.
Okay, it's going to sound off topic, but not necessarily. Did you watch the latest episode of South Park?
No, I didn't. I haven't seen South Park in a while. I love South Park though.
Okay, but did you hear what they did with Donald Trump?
No,
Oh,
I didn't.
really? Oh, I thought it was like super viral, but he
I'm
was
sure it was.
yeah, he was in the first episode, and they really like grilled Donald Trump. If you remember, like the older episodes of South Park, where they had Saddam Hussein and his relationship with Satan, they
Yeah.
changed it, exact same thing, but
Oh,
now it's Trump and Satan. So they
wow.
got very explicit with that, and it's like, oh, what if we make some collections roasting some of the worst people in crypto.
I love it.
That could
I
be
love
another
that.
thing. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I gotta watch that episode after we hop off of stream because I haven't seen South Park in a while, and that sounds hilarious. But I think that would be a good call. There are, of course, not all of them are bad. There's some good ones that can provide you with some good alpha and some good information on how to look at the markets. But you have to remember, a lot of them get really greedy. Greed corrupts people, right?
Yes.
When there's money on the table, and apparently, some of the deals that pay the most to KOLs are these scam deals. Some of them are saying, we'll give you $40,000 right now because they know they're gonna make more on rugging your entire community, right? So you definitely got to be aware of that. The incentives that these KOLs are getting versus actual genuine information that they're trying to share with their community. Got to be able to discern that.
Absolutely. So let's jump into some of these comments. Algo 2.0. What about the multiple treasuries that are popping up and giving up easy access to tokens previously almost unavailable to them? What are the ones you guys are keeping an eye on? So I'm not sure which treasuries you're referring to. Do you mean like the ETFs or yeah, I'm not quite sure which ones you mean.
Yeah.
So
So
moving
Pygos,
on.
if you're still around, go ahead and give us a little bit of clarity there.
Yeah, Pygos. I think it'd be kind of bearish pause at the end of the cycles. Usually end around October, November. So it's all definitely profit taking time around October and potentially short. Guys, my perception is only old retail is around, a lot rotating from one meme to another. However, the so-called normies can't see them though. Thoughts? You know, I think retail isn't fully into crypto yet. I think Robinhood is going to be the biggest catalyst to that once they start listing new coins, once they start their Robinhood chain and making it easy for their users to access DeFi. So I think we're going to see that resurgence soon because we are at an all-time high. We have traditional finance jumping in, and retail is not going to be they don't want to be left out.
I totally agree with what JMMC just said as well. Old retailers around. People who got onboarded last cycle are starting to see things and getting back involved. But the normies, like the new retail, the rest of the people who've never touched crypto, I agree that I don't think they're here yet either. I think you would see even more headlines across just like regular publications, across regular like social media, just like theme pages and different news pages like World Star per se or Six Buzz. If you guys are familiar with that, you'll see start talking about Bitcoin, and you see like more even just celebrities where it's like, what the heck? Like, what do they know about crypto? So you can kind of feel when everyone's getting in. That's also another top signal. Maybe around October we see that, but I agree that new retail isn't here yet. You can kind of tell. You can kind of feel it out. It's sad to say, most of them are going to lose their money. But for us who are seasoned, it's a good market indicator, top indicator, and different things like that. So yeah, I agree with that take.
Yeah, and I'd say, there's always an opportunity to short. A lot of these projects, they know that their coin might not continue pumping. They know that they're not really going anywhere. They're still going to hype up their community, but they're going to find that as an opportunity to start selling. And then you have that slow bleed. So be ready for that and to limit your exposure by shorting a little bit when the time comes.
Yeah. Oh, I see that you actually changed your PFP. This is like the first time in a long time that you changed your PFP on
Oh, on
X.
X? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Nice.
that's it. I've been getting a lot of engagement today with the Persona community. So I'm like, all right, that's a strong community. That is a signal for me, and we'll see how that goes. They have a circle of content creators, and hopefully we can turn that into something.
Yeah, exactly. Very dope. Very dope. Lots of useful things you can do when you have a strong community behind you, for sure.
Yeah. We got Pygos again. Retail will probably buy Pengu and other memes that are on Coinbase, Robinhood, Binance. That's why I'm holding Pengu, because there's a physical product and people think like, oh, I'm investing in these like penguin plushies. Like, oh, I can have this token. They're probably not into NFTs because that gets a little more complicated, but they are starting to see that it is an entire business and ecosystem and that the token's only like 4 cents, even though the market cap is pretty high. When they see 4 cents, like, oh, I can buy a couple Pengu tokens.
Exactly. And it's recognizable, right? It's the brand, I say it's the mascot of Web3 right now, what Doge was last cycle. So very bullish. And it probably starts there for a lot of new users. And that's how they're going to start exploring Web3 and discovering different
Mhm.
things in community. So I like that pick. I like that. Is that one of your top meme coin picks, would
It
you say?
is one of my top crypto picks right now just because they've had
Overall?
so much momentum. Yeah. Because you don't really have to do too much. You just have to get people, well, actually, you have to do a lot. You have to get people excited about it. But people aren't looking at like TVL. People aren't like looking at like what dApps you can use. People are like looking at, are people getting excited about this? Is this getting a lot of attention? And that's driving the price up.
Yeah, I feel like with these type of things in community, you should always left curve it. Don't overthink it. Left curve it. It has hype. It's recognizable. Strong
Mhm.
community. Even abstract is coming out soon too, which is
Yes.
tied mostly to penguins and pengu. I'm sure they have like quite a good amount of equity in abstract chain. So I like that pick a lot. Honestly, I feel like
Yeah.
it's just a rocket ship that you can kind of just hitch a ride on, right? You don't have to overthink that one. Probably one of the hottest, if not the hottest brand in all of crypto right now, right? So
Absolutely. So, and there's a lot of projects too that I even mentioned that I've lost money shorting, like Zora. We talked about it yesterday, and it's finally going down. Like as of yesterday, like down 10%. I'm like, I knew this is gonna go down because no one's gonna continue to pay for a social media platform where you have to pay to like things. Web 2 users, regular people who use like Instagram, they're gonna hate that platform. The algorithm is trash. The posts are trash, and the party's gonna stop soon. So this is like one of the coins I'd be watching for a short. Maybe get a little exposure. No guarantee it's gonna continue going down, but if you use the product and you can tell like no one's gonna use the product, it's probably gonna go down over time.
yes, see exactly. In my one of the creators I follow named Min Dynasty, he said he created a Zora account because the idea of tokenized content seemed very interesting. But then he said he had no idea that creating an account creates a token. It was not
Yeah,
clear at all in the onboarding flow. And even though he thinks that tokens will be normalized soon, this is not the way to do it, because when you create a profile, there was nowhere where you were checking like, yes, I accept, or where they clearly tell you that once you create a profile, you're creating a token about yourself. And then, he goes on to say, I like the concept of the app and tokenizing select pieces of content, but there's nowhere in the onboarding process where it says anything about a creator coin. And he agrees that tokenizing things will be normalized in the future, but surprising the user is not the way to do it. And he was very off put by that. So
yeah. I,
I
w-
thought
I
that
was
was
thinking of doing a review, and I signed up this week, and I took screenshots. So I did it on desktop. I did get those warnings. Maybe it's different on the app, but yeah, it's again. Even Toli was like against Zora and calling him out, and then people called him out for all his shit. But still, it was like a fair call out for
yeah.
like for what Zora is doing. So there is kind of a battle. People are for it because they're making money, and the
Hmm.
people that are against it are like, this is not a great user experience.
Right. Exactly. Not a great UX. So I thought that was interesting. Zora seems to be picking up a lot of at least mind share just over the last couple of days, which I thought was interesting. I got the airdrop. It wasn't worth much, but I guess since it went on a little bit of a run, it went from dust to I guess a little bit less dust. So it is what it is.
Yeah,
Did you get the Zora airdrop?
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't checked. Is there like a claim portal?
Yeah, I can send it to you if you want.
Oh yeah, please. Because I remember using Zora Chain over a year ago, and I was like posting stuff and like creating things just to like get the airdrop, but they
Maybe
don't
you
give
have,
a crap
maybe
about
you
that
have one.
chain anymore. Like it's all on
Yeah.
base.
It's all, yeah, it's just literally got merged into base pretty much, it seems like. So there you go, claim.zora.co. You can see if you
Okay.
have some Zora in your main wallet. Maybe you got a little something.
I think I probably do. I'll have to check this out after
Second
the
airdrop
video.
check.
Second
Check of
airdrop
the
check.
stream.
Let's hope for the best here.
Let's go 1 for 2, man. Let's go 1 for 2. Drum
Come
roll,
on,
please.
come on. Gotta connect my wallets. I use Rabby, and it's not like one of the first ones.
Yeah, I think you have to go to
Checking.
other wallets, and then you can search up Rabby, I think. Yeah, they have Rabby available.
Here we go.
Amazon.
One. I got one.
Whoa! Whale alert! Whale alert!
8 cents.
How's
I
that
got
even
8 cents.
How's that
Not
possible?
great. Not great. I got another
How's
wallet.
that-
I have quite a few wallets though, so I always have to check the
how's
other
that
ones too.
possible? Is it, maybe it's a thing like every wallet wins. And
Everyone
like,
gets
everyone-
one,
everyone-
but
I
the
think
gas fee
yeah.
is gonna cost just as much to claim it. So that's
I'm
not
gonna
great.
I'm gonna check mine on another random wallet and see if that's the case where it's like just every wallet gets one. That's kind of funny. All right. Sign to verify.
Tried this one. No Zora. So I'm surprised.
yeah,
I use this wallet for Coinbase.
Yeah, I was about to say the same.
Okay, so I did it. I got one. Shit.
Let's see this one here.
Add to scene. Hang on. Yeah.
You
All right.
got
So
zero on this one. Let's go.
I mean, it's pretty impressive to get the lowest possible amount.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Ah, well, it's all good. I'll figure it out. We'll see. Oh no, I was on the wrong Coinbase wallet. Oh. I gotta add Josh to the stream. Let me try one more wallet. I have a good feeling about this one. Ooh. Josh. All right, hang on, just checking. Okay. Not amazing. At 8 cents, probably not worth it. Josh,
There we go.
67. My other wallet, 68 in total.
Let's go.
Let's see, how much is that worth? I gotta bring out the calculator. 67 times 0.08. $5. I got a sandwich. Got a sandwich.
Say, that's a McDouble.
Yeah.
That's a McDouble. You guys have McDoubles in Taiwan?
We do not. We do not have those. But we have like
chicken.
just a basic, baked cheeseburger or Big Mac or sometimes they do like monthly specials, which isn't that bad, and it's cheaper in Taiwan. So I was like, all right, I got like a small meal, I think.
A McChicken maybe.
Yeah.
I like the McChicken.
And a water, not bad. 67. There we go.
And the water is crazy.
Yeah. We're keeping it real here. We keep it real here. You're gonna need to wash that down. Yeah.
You gotta bring your own water. You bring a water bottle from the tap.
No, you just bring your own cup and then Oh no, actually, yeah, you don't have access to. There's no fountain drink access here, actually.
Oh wow. Shout out to Zora. They bless you a free sandwich. Bring your own water. Hey man. It's something.
Shorting this. I lost more money shorting, significantly more shorting this.
You see, that's the name of the game a lot of the times with these airdrops, man. Because people are gonna want to sell it. People may not want to hear this, but I'm thinking about a Eka short, probably because trading opens tomorrow. That might be a play that I do. We'll see what happens. If it launches at these low rates like we're seeing on Pinata, maybe not. But what I like to do is I like to take my airdrop, sell it, turn it around and use some of it to short some of it, especially if I'm not happy with how big my airdrop was. that's what make my own airdrop. A lot of people are getting free money. A lot of people are going to want to cash some of it out, and usually the price will go down within the first couple of days. So that's what I'm looking at.
It's definitely going down the first 2 hours. That's just what happens. It's just you might pump for like 15 minutes, but 2 hours of just pain. So if you can catch it, then that is like the biggest opportunity like in crypto.
100%. If we see 8 to 10 cents, especially, that's a juicy short in my opinion. Because we saw it yesterday or 2 days ago. I think it might have been yesterday. Dip as low as 2 cents on the pre-market. Is recovered back up to 5 cents. So it could be a great shorting opportunity there.
And again, no disrespect to Sui or what Ika is building, but we got to see that product first. And we know people that get an airdrop, they're going to sell. So this is just like the classic play that you do when there is an anticipated launch.
Exactly, to be honest. Yeah, no disrespect to Sui. We love Sui. And I actually was a participant in the Ika pre-launch campaign, so I contributed with some of the fees and different things like that. So I supported the launch, but we just know how the airdrop game goes most of the time, and we got to use the data that we know to our best advantage and to our best strategies that we can do. So with any airdrop, even the most bullish of ones, I like to go ahead and see if there are any shorting opportunities, because free money, you're going to want to cash some of it out. It's just psychology,
Exactly. And, that's why a lot of other projects haven't done so well. Like when Azuki launched the anime coin, that was down only because people got airdrop and bounced.
Down only. Wormhole, huge one back in the day, down only. So, yeah, it's rare you see them pump. Hyperliquid pumped after the airdrop, which was rare. Even Celestia pumped after their airdrop. But more times than not, you see quite a dump, right? It's just how it goes.
Okay, I think we should close it out. We'll answer this last comment by AJ De Los Santos. You heard about Giza? I happen to have. I have. It was mentioned on this channel. I'm not sure by who, but when they mentioned it, it did really well. And we cut that early in June, and it was pretty profitable. And now I think it's struggling. It might be making another turn. They are AI agents yield finders. But what I've come to realize is there's a lot of these types of projects now. So it's a pretty saturated market when it comes to like using AI and finding these DeFi pools. Personally, I'm using one called Yield Optimizer at the moment because that's doing pretty well. I'm buying like the Pendle yield and farming like a crazy amount of points on it, and it's backed by some reputable companies. So like the opportunity and risk is pretty good in that situation. High opportunity, low risk, rather than being in a bunch of different AI agents doing the same thing. Because I know there's like Giza, there's Mamo. I met some guys at a hackathon that were doing the same thing, and they said there were like 3 other projects that they were competing with doing the exact same thing too. So there's kind of like a ton of people doing AI yield farming right now, and we don't know what's going to be best, but if it's this saturated, it's going to be hard for a single one to get attention
and to compete. So to get it right, just to clarify for myself and the audience, so yield optimizer, things like that, in Giza, it goes out and finds you the best yield opportunities across Web3, across different blockchains, or is it just the one blockchain that it's on, or how does that work? Because you mentioned you're getting a yield from Pendle, and maybe you're getting another yield from another protocol that might be having a good stable yield on something or on your stables. How does it work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So they have 3 different vaults. I'm in the Yo ETH vault, so 9%, which is pretty good because it's like 3% for ETH. So, that doesn't sound like a lot though. That doesn't sound like a lot, especially when we're in a bull market and you can use leverage. But I like how they separate it into different vaults and the different exposure. So if one fails, you don't risk your entire bag. So I am using this. And on top of that, once I have my Yo ETH, I drop that into their DeFi pools. So I go into Pendle and buy the YT, the yield token. So I get additional points. So I'm getting a significant amount of points. Let me switch wallets because you always got to have multiple wallets.
Of course.
And I'll bring up like what it looks like for what I've set up with Yield Optimizer. So there are a lot of different products. I did an interview with the founder, and like it made a lot of sense. They're backed by a lot of significant capital. They have a lot of experience. He's been a Docs founder for the last few years. So let's see. Right now I'm getting I get like 3 million points. I'm getting about 1 million points per day, and that's mostly from my Pendle position, where I bought out the yield for the Yo ETH token. So instead of just getting the principal yield, I decided to buy only the points from other users at 5x. So I put in half an ETH, and I'm getting about 1 million points per day. I'm like climbing that leaderboard pretty quick. So if this airdrop cooks, it could pay off significantly.
267.
Yeah,
Rank
pretty quickly.
267.
So I only put in half an ETH.
Nice. Oh, out of 6,416 users. Very solid product. Solid project. And honestly, I see that airdrop doing well. Any sort of protocol that's earning a decent amount of fees, I'm sure they're earning fees in some way from the structure. And I think that could end up being a pretty good airdrop, honestly. Good job.
And then, you have to also assume like they're established enough to build these partnerships with Euler and Pendle and Fluid because they're not going to take a risky DeFi project.
No, they're not. And you just mentioned some of the most established ones out there when it comes to yield farming. That's beautiful.
So I do have my yield farming strategy because you always got to have a lot of different fires running in this market, and you can't just go all leverage. You gotta go with some different opportunities.
Diversify. As you guys can see, even just from this episode alone, Dan has his new NFT. He has some yield positions. He's got some leverage going on. Potentially, we're sniping some shorting opportunities with leverage.
Yes.
Meme coins. We're talking about Pengu and all these different things. So definitely, you want to position yourself to get max value out of the market, right? So you don't want to miss it.
Exactly. Some would say full value. Some would say full value.
Say full value. I like that. You want to get your full value out of the market. Someone asked do you have any group where you share your trading ideas?
There's a link in the description.
Yeah. That you never asked. Link in the description, man.
We don't do that shit.
Yeah, link in the description. Off-brand crypto, more than just trading strategies and ideas, also building things and just more exciting things in the future to come for the community there. But if you ever want to hang out with us and see what we're talking about, airdrops that we're farming, different trading strategies, we are active in off-brand crypto. Whenever we're not on live, we go on live. We try to do it every day. But when we're not live, we are probably at least around the off-brand community chatting up about different ways to make money in crypto. Can't go wrong.
Absolutely. And this is going to be our last question from Jamie. Guys, next stream, could you talk about Abstract Network? I can't even find the contract. So the website is abs.xyz, or you could find it through X. Like if I don't know what a website is for something, I'll just go to X and type in the project. So I look for Abstract. It's the first one that pops up. They have a gold check mark. That looks good. And then the link to their website is there. So that's how you find links in crypto. You don't want to just Google stuff because that could be incredibly dangerous. You want to use Twitter. You want to look for the gold check mark. You want to make sure other projects are also following them. That is the best indicator you can get to make sure if it's like a scam or if it's real.
That's a huge indicator indeed. But yes, Abstract. We can do a portion of the next stream into a deep dive if you want, Dan. I think there's definitely a chain that has some opportunity there.
Absolutely.
Have you been farming it? Have you been farming it?
No, I have not. I am way behind on this. So I found out if you stake your Pengu tokens on there, you could farm Abstract tokens. I don't know if I want to go through the pain of moving that because I have some like leverage positions right now. People are farming this through playing different games like Gigaverse that they're liking. People are farming points from like trading and holding different NFT collections, which I found out today you could just launch on OpenSea. So I was like, all right, we're going to launch some trash collection just so you can have some interaction on chain, potentially get some points.
Exactly. So I think that was interesting. That one Ponzi game was on there. I'm not sure if you remember. It had hype where you
Death
built like
something, right?
yeah, you built like pretty much like a little dev studio in your room, and you'd buy GPUs and things like that.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was called, but Abstract literally had it officially on their farming sort of quest leaderboard, and I couldn't believe him. This is a Ponzi. So I thought that was interesting. It was a fun game. I'm not sure how that's doing, or if you were in that. If you got in early, you definitely made some money.
I did not. I thought you meant the other game called Death.Fun. I saw it was like one of the most profitable games on Dune Analytics for Abstract. And
Oh, no way.
it's a tough game, man. It looks easy in the demo, but you can lose money very quickly. Where depending on how much you bet, if we started with 1 ETH,
Right.
you can multiply that if you keep guessing right. I've never made it this far. This is outrageous. This is
Oh, whoa, there
outrageous.
you
I've
go.
never made it this far.
Whoa, cash out, 11 ETH. You up 11 ETH?
No, but I
Oh,
did the
damn,
demo.
what
This is
the
a
heck?
demo. That was
Oh,
a demo.
I was gonna say,
Almost crashed out.
whoa.
Almost crashed out.
Yo, get out of there! What? Like, I've never made it this
What
far.
are you doing?
I
What are
see
you
the
doing?
rest of you. Oh, what are you doing?
But even the demo, like I've lost on like the second turn. I've actually never made it that high.
Oh man! Hey, Dune Analytics thing is the most profitable game right now, so that's pretty hilarious. I might have to look into that. Cool. That's all I got for today's stream.
That's it. That was a good stream. That's like a comedy, a comedy movie, 90 minutes. Like, and we're gonna wrap this up. We'll be back tomorrow potentially, and I hope you guys are too. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like. Be sure to follow Josh. Join us at Off Brand Crypto. The link is in the description. And bring topics to talk about next time, or let us know in the Discord.
100%, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be on X, Twitter, Twitch, X, YouTube, Twitch, and yeah, drop a follow on X. I'm gonna be dropping an airdrop tutorial today that I'm really excited about. More on that later, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Later, everyone. Just gonna give us a couple seconds, and gonna be hitting end stream because I gotta make sure the YouTube video catches up to this. And I'm checking. Gotta make sure, otherwise it's cut off. So now, not yet, still not yet. I still see, I'm glad Joshua went offline. So that's my indicator to cut the stream. YouTube is still running.